Happy Thursday! What is going on, everyone? Woo! Today I'm getting a little scruffy. Might grow the old facial beard out. No, I can't grow a beard. I get these weird little patches everywhere. Plus, I don't like the way that I look with a beard. But guess what? I got a very special video for everyone. So, we're going to be kicking off this month doing quite a bit of interviews that we have lined up. And I want to dive more really into the podding. I love podding. Pooping is good. Pod aspect. Podcast aspect. Everyone is enjoying, or hopefully are enjoying, these style of videos that are much longer. And today I'm actually doing a interview video with someone, and this is the first interview that I've done. There's a playlist down below. You're going to see a whole bunch of information. I'm going to be showing the interview that I actually just got done doing momentarily for the remainder of this pod video. But down below is going to be all of her information that we just did, along with the playlist on my channel. And the playlist, you can check out all my interviews: Excel, Daniel Tidwell, June the King, KemQ, Rendy, RuneScape Historian, Tyler Putnam, TikTok legend. But like I said, this month we're going to be doing quite a bit of interviews. I still am working out the interview for the HDOS creators and founders. That's probably going to be within the next couple weeks. And then there's going to be quite a bit of surprise interviews lined up as well. But I've actually been planning this interview for a while, and then my life just got really busy over the course of the last year of me moving cross country. Sell my house back in December, almost a year ago now, and kind of really, like video creating really wasn't, all there. But since I'm getting back into the rhythm of content creating on a, schedule again, like I said, a lot more of these things are going to be popping off. But hopefully you all enjoy the interview. I thought it went better than expected. Got to have a conversation with someone for the first time, and also got to learn quite a bit of things about them as well. And that's what podcasts are designed to do. You basically just click the record button, you ask a bunch of questions, and you just learn about a person. Kind of like how Joe Rogan learns about new people all the time. And unfortunately, as we move in more and more to technology, it's a little harder to get to know some people. Because everything is now through, texting and stuff. Nobody picks up the phone and just calls anymore. It's all these text messages. But okay, enough of the intro to this video. Today's Thursday, new podcast Saturday as well. Thank you all for subscribing, and please show support for this person as well, and check out her stuff too, especially if you enjoy the podcast. I remember doing my Excel podcast. A lot of people didn't realize that Excel, still obviously played. They ended up going, via. So if you enjoy the podcast, the interview that you're about to hear, check out her stuff. Otherwise, let's see it right meow. Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm here with a very special guest.
Hello. Hello.
Up. I hear you now. You kind of cut off.
Oh, okay.
For all who don't know, this is Claudzmo. She is a fellow RuneScapian, also a streamer, YouTuber, and as we are here on Fossil Island, she has a agility cape.
Yep.
Which I'm guessing that is your agility pet.
Yes, I actually ended up getting like 3 of them on my way to 99 agility.
That is crazy. Please, can I have your RNG? Like, you can maybe have like 1 out of 1,000th of my 2 bill bank. Okay, maybe a little more, but yeah, I'm definitely going to need some RNG when I do some of these 99 remaining skills. That is awesome. Yeah, agility is not mentally toned for me. But uh, so this is actually my first interview that I'm doing. There's a playlist on my channel for all my other interviews, but this is the first interview I'm actually doing where we have a full-time streamer, right? You're definitely more heavier on the streaming aspect than the like YouTube side, right?
Yes, I do pretty much full-time streaming, and then whatever games I play, I usually upload the gameplays onto YouTube afterwards. So,
Nice. Yeah, yeah, definitely throw in the, YouTube aspect too. All our links are down below in the bung section of this video, along with YouTube. Pulling that up on the screen right now. And the one crazy thing, as I'm showing your YouTube channel, is that your most viewed video of you getting a Hazelmare ring. What was that experience like?
I was shocked because I would always joke like every time I got one of those little thingies on my screen, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be an HSR," and then my whole chat would be like, "No, Claudia, like people play for years and they never get one." And then when I actually clicked it, I was like, "Holy shit! I actually got an HSR!" And there was like a couple other streamers in the chat too, and they're like, "What? You've only been playing for like 8 months. Like, this is insane." And I was like, just ecstatic.
Yeah, that is just it's real quick. My experience with the Hazelmere ring was not the same. I'm actually showing your Twitch channel now too for everyone. You're on Twitch full time, but you also do Kick, right?
I used to do Kick,
Okay.
but I kind of phased it out.
Okay, so yeah, it's I mean, definitely show support for if you guys enjoy live stream content. Definitely, I see you're crushing some Grand Theft Auto 5 from
Hmm.
14 hours ago, and you do a variety of like all games on your streams, right?
Yes, and I also like to switch between like old releases and new releases. So like
Nice.
even just today, the remaster of Lollipop Chainsaw came out, and so I want to play that one for a little while.
I have no clue what that game is about, but I hear Lollipop, so that does make some dopamine want some sugar in my brain, so I'm probably gonna end up checking it out. Cool. So yeah, it's make sure it's definitely show her support. Check out some of her streams, YouTube content as well. All her links are down below. But like I said, I actually my experience with you is that you ended up joining one of my streams. When was it? I think it was early 2022, and
Hmm.
I think I was having like a meltdown on. I'm pretty sure I was doing a quest in old school RuneScape, and everyone was trolling me like just terribly, and you were like the only nice person in there. And I'm like, who is this like nice person? Because everyone is calling me a Dumas, a dumbass.
Oh my.
And plus I wasn't using I was using the RuneScape client. I wasn't using the quest helper. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'd say then we started talking then. And I did want to set up an interview because I haven't done a straight streamer. All my interviews have been more so very like YouTuber content creator based, no streaming. So it's definitely I have a bunch of questions related to yourself and streaming wise, and yeah, hopefully everyone finds it interesting too.
Exciting. This is super exciting. This is my like first of anything like this before. Like I've never done any sort of podcast or interview or video with any other creator. So, well, I've done a collab stream, but that's pretty much the extent of it.
So speaking on that collab stream,
Hmm.
First question I do want to ask you is, when did you start streaming, or like creating content? It's kind of weird, and maybe it's actually, this is actually a good question too. Do you consider streaming to be a content creator? Because some people will look at streaming, they're like, you're not a content creator, you're a streamer. I view that like, even if you record a video on your phone, you're creating content. Like, do you consider yourself, like, even though you're a full-time streamer, do you consider yourself a content creator also, or like, how would you view yourself as?
100%. 100%, I would say that streamers are content creators. Like whatever you put online is content that you created. It wouldn't be there if you didn't create it. Aside from that, there's also whenever I do stream and I record it and put it on YouTube or make a TikTok or whatever the case is, it's technically content still. So I don't know. It wouldn't exist if streamers weren't putting it out there. So I would say I definitely call myself a content creator. Um, and I started streaming in 2020. I think it was April, the end of April. Um, and it was kind of weird because it was during COVID and I didn't really have anything to do. So that's pretty much what I turned to, especially because I was on this really old MacBook Air from 2013, and RuneScape was the only game that would really load on there. So I downloaded it, and then I just needed some help. So I started to stream it just to see if anyone out there would help me with the tutorial. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, it's, it's ironically, my story is a little similar in the sense that
Hmm.
I really didn't have any goals per se, but I mean, now, you're very close to 10K followers, and you're probably going to get that relatively soon on Twitch, and you're definitely
Hmm.
gaining a following there, which is awesome. But yeah, a lot of people, they kind of just, a lot of the highly successful ones just kind of really start like just producing blah with no goals, and then it just
Hmm.
blossoms into a huge community.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had no intention with streaming. Like, I didn't even know you could actually make money from streaming when I started. So I remember, like, I think it was two streams in, I had people saying, like, oh, you should put a PayPal link since you're not, because, like, it takes, I think, 7 streams or 5 streams to be like an affiliate and get subs and stuff. So they were like, you should put a PayPal link so that we can donate to you. And I remember saying like, "Oh no, like I feel like that's illegal. Like I don't want to do anything bad." And when I told my brother, he's like, "Yeah, like what the heck? Like that's how Twitch works. You should." And yeah, then it was just kind of uphill from there.
No, there's nothing wrong with getting compensated for being a content creator, doing what you love to do, and also what's good for you is great for your community. Um, unfortunately, over 10 years ago, something like that would be looked down upon, but we've moved
Hmm.
into a more professional environment, which is good for everyone. On that same note, though, what was the first game that you actually did? So I know you're streaming to help your MacBook, but what were
Hmm.
some of the first games that you were like streaming? Because you're kind of listed as a conglomerate streamer, which
Right.
I think is really good, because like I've tried doing that and I kind of failed in it, or really shouldn't say failed. It's just that I don't get the views that I normally
Hmm.
would, putting like RuneScape there. But what games did you like really start with, and then what games propelled you like higher and stuff?
So I did start with RuneScape 3. And like even after getting my PC, I stuck with RuneScape 3 for at least a solid, I would say like year or two before branching off into like officially variety. Like I would take short breaks maybe for like a week or two, trying out different games like Kingdom Hearts or just like I think I did play one of the GTAs on my PC when I first got it, but otherwise I would always go back to RuneScape. And then I honestly I got really burnt from RuneScape 3. I had maxed. I had gotten my quest cape without any guides, and I was on my way to a comp cape, and then I just realized I really hated the comp requirements. So I decided to switch over to old school since I really do like skilling and stuff. And then from there, I just decided to try variety. And even though, like you said, like when you switch from a game like RuneScape to variety, you will see like a drop in viewers. And it's sort of almost like a rebuild when you do that. So like I definitely did take a hit when I did switch to variety, but I think it's healthiest for me just because I want to enjoy what I'm streaming and I don't want to have to or like feel forced to stream RuneScape if I'm burnt out from it. But I always do end up going back. So, you know.
When did you start? What year did you start playing RuneScape?
Um, Technically I played it when I was a kid.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
I was about to say because I started 2005 and I don't have any of those damn things. So obviously I'm playing RuneScape completely wrong. I have a Maxscape, but I've only done maybe like one quarter of the quests on this game. Yeah, it's on RuneScape. Okay, yeah, you are a questing and completionist cape machine. Then that's crazy. Um, at least on old school RuneScape, I have a couple more 99s than you.
Hmm.
But yeah, your RS3 completionist, character, is definitely on more. Do you remember how and why you got into RuneScape, or do you remember like when about?
I was probably like 7, and my older brother played, and he loved watching RuneScape videos as well. So he watched you, he watched Spark Mac, and a couple others, and he was always just on our like little home PC playing RuneScape all the time. And I was like, this looks fun. Like, I want to try it. And so, I mean, like when I was that young, I was just killing cows basically. Like, I wasn't really playing.
Okay, so you are part of the Last of Us then. Oh my God, yes. Um, so the podcast series that I just started last
Right.
month, I filled you in on. So anyone, because this is like it's not a problem, but I see it because like I run a clan on this game, and I do have clan members that are like, hey, I start like I came into old school RuneScape 2015-16 when old school RuneScape really started ramping up, or Jagex started, pushing out advertising. But so
Hmm.
you definitely played RuneScape before November 26, 2007, right? Before the Grand Exchange?
Um, Probably because you said 2007, I would have been 10.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So
probably.
you are part of The Last of Us. Tell your brother that you did an interview with me and see what he says. Um,
Oh gosh, you would love that.
Okay, so yeah, you are part of it. But I mean, a lot like the vast majority of people on this that have played RuneScape or still come back on and off are, but like the old school RuneScape community has transformed into a lot of like newer style players. But yeah, I mean
Hmm.
the RuneScape 3 community is definitely more so like, the older, version and style like us. So that's actually
Hmm.
I didn't know that about you, and that's awesome about doing interviews. You learn things about, definitely people, and everyone watching is now knows that you're the Last of Us too. Welcome.
I love that. I honestly like when I was younger, like I was addicted. I would do it was fishing, mining, and killing cows. Those were my
Oh
go-tos.
my God, those. So that was the next question of this interview is so I would like your perspective on two sides.
Right.
Um, so how do you make GP currently if you were
Mhm.
to play RuneScape 3 or old school RuneScape? But then also answer that question like you pretty much just did. How did you
Mhm.
make RuneScape GP back then? So fishing like me, killing cows. I actually killed the hill giants and banked their bones.
Oh yeah. Um okay, shameful to admit, but when I was probably 11 or 12, before school, I would set up a bot to harpoon sharks while I was at school. And then I would get home and I'd have all these sharks waiting in the bank and I would sell them. Now that was the only time I ever bought it, but I was 11. You got to like let it go. Other
Genix, stop listening. There has to be statute of limitation. I'm pretty sure there actually is a statute of limitation on this game.
there
Um,
definitely is. It was a different account. Like I don't even have access to that account anymore.
oh, that is hilarious, and I do believe the statute of limitation goes back. Because it's who was it? A couple years ago, or not I think it was last year. Odablock, if you know who
Hmm.
he is,
Yeah,
he ended up getting like forcibly banned, which was he got removed.
right.
And the J mod that ran that, I believe, got fired. Hopefully, that's the case, and he's not still there, and he's not listening to this
Hmm.
video. But um, I believe it's 3 years they look at. Don't quote me.
Oh.
So yeah, you're good, but that is hilarious. So yeah, you made okay. So fishing sharks, I did that. I feel like
Hmm.
everyone did. Cows equivalent to hill giants. Okay, so just the generic
Hmm.
way. That's
Yeah.
any other ways that you can remember of how you made GP back in the Last of Us time.
Um, I would say that was pretty much it, especially because at that young of an age, like I couldn't even figure out how to do quests. Like I would ask my brother, and my brother would be like, "Well, I'm playing on my account, so like I can't help you." So like I would just kind of be left to my own devices. I was never a member back then, so pretty much it, just skilling and killing cows. But then when I started playing in 2020, which I had put down the game a solid like almost 10 years. Like I had not played since I was 13 or 14. And when I picked it up again, it definitely started where viewers would join and just give me GP because they wanted to see me like start coming back,
Yep.
because like they didn't know if I was going to stick with RuneScape. So it definitely helped me with like getting gear and stuff like that and getting started. And yeah, they would definitely give me a lot of stuff. And then for a little while I did play an Iron Man, so they couldn't give me anything. But overall, like my methods would probably still be the same today, just skilling because like otherwise I'm not very money motivated on the game.
If you did the old fashioned ways, which was the OG ways, you would be called a dinosaur. Like I'm called a dinosaur too.
Hmm.
But yeah, that kind of pretty much answered how do you make GP currently today, and yeah, definitely for I've tested out weapons and also armor. From viewers, and I mean, as a
Hmm.
streamer, content creator, you got to especially if someone wants to see that style of content.
Hmm.
But that's awesome. Yeah, this is why I love doing it. You learn things about people. I would have never guessed that you were killing cows and fishing sharks. That just brings back so many memories.
Yeah, it was a good time. I actually had a friend in school whose dad would play all the time. And I'd always say, like, every time I went to her house, I would say, like, oh, can you give me some armor? And he would, like, reluctantly give me some, like, trimmed rune that I couldn't even wear. It was quite funny.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, the requirements of I didn't do Dragon Slayer for the longest time because, and then I just never had I was like 70 something defense with, not being able to wear a rune plate body, even though I had a dragon chain on. But yeah, it's a quests were not in my cup of tea, but that's definitely something you're a lot better. Um, so moving to last question written down, and then we can talk about anything else. But
Hmm.
wanted to know if you still currently, because I know you said you do a conglomerate of games. Do you still play RuneScape on the side, or do you just do streams like here and there of RuneScape?
Well, lately I've definitely been like burnt a little bit. I hit like 97 Hunter and then I just sort of like I'm really determined to get another 99 and that's the closest. And then I was just a little bit tired, so I took a break. So in the meantime, I do like stream variety, but whenever I do pick up RuneScape, it is on stream because I have like I don't know, as I've gotten older, I've gotten way too many hobbies where like I can't decide what to do in my free time, whether it's like reading or I crochet in my free time. I like to watch movies, go out, that like I almost don't feel like RuneScape necessarily fits in, or honestly even gaming too much outside of streaming because it just absorbs a lot of time. And I don't know. I've had so many things to do or work on, even if it's editing for YouTube or getting some thumbnails ready. I actually started writing a book, and I'm about halfway through, and want to see where things go from there because I
That's
don't know. My
awesome.
my brain is just never satisfied. Like I feel like I always have to be doing something different. That sometimes coming back to RuneScape, like it's nice on stream when I can chat with everyone that plays, but um like when I'm by myself, I my brain just does not gravitate to RuneScape because of like the repetitiveness, but no, I still like it and I definitely will always still stream it in the future.
No, no, it's all those things are awesome. Definitely, yeah. It's very. I'm a very big advocate of pushing yourself and self accomplishments, and all those things are very self, especially the book. When
Mhm.
your book launches, I would love to do another one of these. Dissecting and going into it. Hopefully my 99 hunter cape doesn't it doesn't bother you because it's on screen right now.
Oh my
um,
gosh.
I went from 74 to 99 by birdhouses. And right now I have 19.1 mil. I'm doing a 200 mil uh EXP challenge, which is probably going to take me about 3 years. I do a birdhouse run every 55 minutes. I almost got into a car accident last week because I pull over and hop on mobile.
Oh my gosh, you're dedicated.
Well, it's funding my bank because my bank's going up by like 50 mil a month. But if you wanted to passively get that last 99, you could,
Hmm.
because if you do it like semi religiously, it's about 2 mil exp a month.
Right.
People don't realize it's that much, but no, that's definitely, and that does make sense and stuff about RuneScape. I mean, there's times where like I I remember when I was streaming full time, I felt just like I just didn't really want to do it, but I had to because I was, like, but you have that great option where you can stream other games and stuff.
Hmm.
And
Oh, 100%.
we talked. Is there? I'm pretty sure we dived into other games you streamed. Kingdom Hearts. You just got the sandwich lady. um, Kingdom Hearts, GTA. Well, what about Black Ops? Have you ever done any like zombies?
Um, I for some reason, so I went through a phase where like every time I tried to play FPS games, it would actually give me vertigo. And so
Oh
I would
wow.
literally, yeah, I would start like sweating and then like I kind of got the feeling like I had to throw up. And it first started when I tried Resident Evil Village for the first time.
Oh,
And
wow.
I noticed I can do like different things to offset that. Like now I have played FPS games. I played through like Resident Evil Biohazard and Village and a couple other games that are first person. But I kind of like I have to sit a decent distance from my screen and take a lot of breaks looking away. It's mostly like when there's like fast paced moments or moments where the camera's moving very, very quickly, it still triggers me. But something like Call of Duty, where you have to be like super focused and like everything is sort of fast paced, it does not work for me.
To be honest, you're not the first person that I've talked to that have said that same exact verbiage, which is why they
Mhm.
stick to games like The Sims and RuneScape. And like they can do old fashioned World of Warcraft. Not sure if you ever played WoW before. Have you played WoW?
I've tried it. I couldn't really get into it, especially because like I like solo stuff,
Yep.
and I found the solo missions or quests or whatever were like a little bit boring. So the only thing I really liked were running dungeons, and then I got a little bored of that.
What year did you? Because I got into WoW when it first came out, and it was a lot. I think it was a lot more independent, even though was doing raids with people. But
Mhm.
yeah, the new expansions like it's almost like first person shooter in a way. Um,
Right.
some people down below in the comments are probably gonna be like, no, it's not. It's nothing like that. I'm like, okay, but yeah, I mean, you're not the first person that has said that about the Vertigo thing.
Hmm.
As for streaming wise, what's your schedule so people know when to really like tune in and oh, it's um when you do go over to her play her straights, Twitch now has a notification bell. I just actually found that out, believe it or not. Yeah, you gotta make sure it's we're fighting. Everyone's fighting these algorithms because there's so many content creators these days. But definitely make sure when you follow her Twitch, turn on the notification bell. When do you normally stream and stuff? Like, what's your schedule?
So on average, I usually do Mondays and Wednesdays evenings, so 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays I do 11:30 a.m. Eastern to around 3:30. I try to just switch it up in case there's different schedules going on and just a chance for everyone to be able to join at some point. But yeah, unless there's like obviously a long weekend or if something comes up or whatever, I'll obviously change it around, but that's usually my go-to.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. Um, to really wrap everything up here in this in like you said, it's what if you feel comfortable, but what type of book are you writing? Is it like fiction based, non-fiction based?
It is fiction, but it's actually kind of leaning towards like teen YA style fiction. So I don't know if like the average adult would like it. I mean, like they probably could like it, but it's mostly targeted toward like younger. I eventually do want to write like adult fiction. I love horror and like mystery, suspense type novels, like thriller. So looking at someone like Stephen King, who I've read like so many of his books, like he is like my idol. I see myself writing like that kind of stuff in the future, but this first one is more, it's like young adult.
Oh wow, another thing in common. I grew up to Stephen King's books. I'm actually getting a it tattoo, the old fashioned Pennywise
Oh,
tattoo.
that's
Um,
so cool.
I was oh god, maybe 10 or 11 reading the book It, which was massive, and reading his books actually propelled like my like learning skill, which was great, even though my teachers all were like, don't read that, it will crush your mind. Yeah, I am a little messed up. Evil
Oh
clown.
gosh.
um but yeah, I had to go to my mom with some of his things that I didn't understand, and my mom got mad, and she's like, "You shouldn't be reading this stuff." I'm like, "Well, you bought me the book." But yeah, Stephen King, oh, massive, massive fan too, and so I feel like a lot of my audience, but then I feel like a lot of people on the internet are really horror fans. I'm not sure if
Hmm.
you experience that same genre, but yeah, it's weird. No, that's awesome. I would definitely love to do another one of these if you want. Talking about the book and stuff, even though it's targeted toward a different area, it's still fascinating.
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, like you said, like I think this audience specifically, whether it's like online in general or like, so I'm kind of a little nerdy and I like going to like fan expo or like different conventions like Comic-Con and stuff. And I noticed like a lot of people that frequent those do tend to like horror and like um that genre as well. And I noticed they're very frequently like online, whether it's like on Twitch or on YouTube or gamers. So I think there's definitely a lot of like correlating with those for sure, like a lot of overlap.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Comic Con's also a great place too. I've been there a couple of times. Never dressed up for Comic Con, but just have gone there and bought a load of merchandise. Oh, such a great time.
It
Um,
is.
to wrap everything up, though, is there anything else that you wanna say about yourself, or is there any questions you have for me and stuff?
Uh, I don't have anything else to say about myself, but I kind of wanted to ask you. Um, when it comes to making content, because obviously you've been content creating for so long, um, are there people ever that like you remember from like years and years ago that like you just haven't caught up with? Or like, do you ever wonder about like old viewers that you can think of and just wonder where they're at?
Yeah. Uh, to be honest, more than you can imagine because they're actually blowing up my Snapchat. So,
Oh my gosh.
um, it's very like I got different forms of social media,
Right.
and I yeah, I mean definitely from I like there are people that did it never donated anything to me on Twitch, but they were just always around and supporting, just a viewer, and
Yeah.
just viewers made me me. Yeah, it's viewers make us us. And I remember I didn't talk to this one individual for a while, and then
Hmm.
this person randomly popped back on, and then we were just talking. But um yeah, a lot of people I talk to. Yeah, I'm a very social person, extroverted. I always ask people. I'm like, hey, I know you're busy. What have you been up to? Whether it's work and stuff, people blossom. A lot
Hmm.
of people tend to who stop watching, which is definitely it's not a bad thing. They're just busy building their life, and that's
Exactly.
also good. It's every as long as we're all moving up and not going down. And there's been some viewers, and I've heard some heartbreaking stories where it's been the opposite. People have disappeared because you know bad reasons. But whenever I see people, come back after a long period, I always, hope and pray for the best. That, hey, you either took a new job, you're balls to the wall busy, maybe you started a family, maybe you're just doing something else. But, yeah, viewers from 10 years ago or even more, I can remember a handful of names. I actually have a couple of them on Snapchat. And believe it or not, they're actually very successful people. So,
Awesome.
um, I'll throw that question back at you too. Like, how, like, is that something you think about too and stuff?
All the time, especially like people that have like completely disappeared. Like obviously like there's old viewers that may not be able to come to stream, but like we can still somehow like catch up on other social media. But like even thinking back to my first week of streaming, like there are a handful of names that I can remember from that stream specifically and like that time period. And like I always think like, oh, I wonder what they're doing now, or I wonder what they're up to, especially because um when I had started, it was during COVID and everyone was like at home. And so there were a lot of people in other countries. I think the ones I'm thinking of were in the Netherlands, and like they were off of work. So they were up at like 5 in the morning or something watching me. And I always think about like different individuals that are just kind of gone. Cause like it's to me, like they were not only like the building blocks of my stream, but also just like there were so many different conversations and I remember so many details about their life that they were they were a lot more to me than just like viewers, right? Like it felt like I knew them. So it I always do think about them and I always wonder where they're at.
You definitely have love for your community, which is so I mean there's been unfortunately content creators that have no love for their community, and yeah, no, that's great to hear that you actually have heart for your viewers. Because yeah, I'm sure you know probably handful of people who have done the opposite.
Mhm.
They've smashed reviewers with sledgehammers,
Oh gosh.
and it sucks. But yeah, no, that's awesome. To be honest, I really enjoyed talking to you, and I definitely have learned more about you. And it's crazy thinking about the cows and the sharks. Hearing that just brings back so many memories.
Yeah, this was really fun. Like thank you for having me on here.
All right, it's no worries at all. Um, Everyone listening, like you said, please check out her Twitch live streams. Check out her YouTube. All her links are down below. And yeah, just hey, never, yeah, it's please continue what you're doing for your community. Please continue to love and grow your community.
Of course. You. Right back at you.